And I want to begin really by applauding Larry on his courage to have me moderate this session. I think it takes real courage to have a moderator that is strictly less qualified than every speaker in the session. So it turns out, this is a session on personalized medicine, and my highest medical qualification, believe it or not, is a C in 6th grade biology. So I've been attending this symposium for about 4 years. I actually spoke here about 4 years ago. And I'll just give you the brief update on what's happened to me since I was here. So when I came, I spoke about the story of my son Bertrand and his journey to become the first patient ever discovered with this ultra-rare genetic disease and finding early treatments. And then Larry invited me here. And as I presume, happens to every speaker who comes after an invitation from Larry, my life changed a little bit because at the time I was a professor in computer science and began this drift into academic medicine thereafter. So literally a month after that talk, I actually became a professor at the Harvard Med School with that C in 6th grade biology. And then Obama asked me to help out with the Precision Medicine Initiative. So I ended up spending 2 years working in the Obama White House. And then there was an election. I actually ended up staying for another year at the White House. And then that's not Photoshop. That is real, unfortunately. And then I'd had as much as any human could bear, so I quit. And people, they sometimes ask, what was it like serving that year in the Trump administration? And I think all I can technically say is that it was interesting. I did some other stuff. I ended up, co-founding a company on, doing personalized treatments for rare genetic epilepsies. We actually ended up successfully treating several patients. In fact, we were so successful that it was already acquired last October. But the important thing here is that actually, the reason I got into any of this is that my son Bertrand is doing rather well. We found 2 additional treatments for him. And then I got another opportunity of a lifetime. I'm now the director of the Hugh Call Precision Medicine Institute at UAB, where we've been really scaling up or industrializing, as somebody mentioned yesterday, this process of personalized medicine, which is really, to me, a process that maps a patient or their data into a medication. In reality, it doesn't look quite like this. It really looks more like this, because you can't always find the best possible treatment for them. You end up doing a lot of science on their behalf, and you're going to see a lot of that in the session today. And just for a perspective on scale, when you're dealing particularly with rare monogenic disorders, the distribution between when you can find a treatment right off the bat and when you can actually, or when you have to do some science, is more like this. So it's mostly a lot of science right now, and I just have to say I'm really grateful for the team I've built at UAB that runs this core service where patients reach out and we step them, we stay with them, we coach them every stage in their diagnostic or therapeutic odyssey. So this is a session about personalized medicine, and I'm delighted to lead off the session with Jo Marchant. So if you haven't heard of her, you should Google her. She has, among other accomplishments, a PhD in genetics and medical microbiology, and she's a best-selling author and an award-winning author. So it also just so happens that I noticed that some of her books are upstairs at the bookstore, so you should go up there and buy them. If you try to Amazon Prime them, they will not arrive in time for her to sign them. And the bookstore is closing after the break, so the break is your last chance to go do that. So I don't want to spoil an ounce of what she has to say, so without further ado,